Good morning. Welcome to the OK Grognard Show. It is Thursday, April 30th, 2020, 10:30 a.m. Central Time in beautiful Lake Geneva, Wisconsin. Thursday, we don't always have anything specific planned for the Twitch stream, but it's the last day of the month. So I'm going to be spending some time later putting in some submissions for games for the Con of Champions, which is tabletop events, big event. I'm also going to be playing around with this picture stuff. I want to see about, can you do this? Okay, can adjust it this way. Well, anyway, I want to reverse screen. So chances are, if I'm going to be doing something, I'm going to put it down here. Anyway, just messing around. It's a 40 shows plus. The OK Grognard Show update. It's the end of the month. We've been doing a little looking at our schedule, looking at which days of the week were things we want to keep on the schedule, things we want to cut, things we want to focus on, thinking about the show, big picture. It's not a big show. It really isn't a big picture, is it? I think the point is, though, that the show does certain things well, or can do certain things well. It's meant to be fun for me and fun for anybody who does take the time to watch, and also meant to be something easy. It's not meant to be a job for me. This is meant to be something I can just do on the spur of a moment. I got to do it on a schedule just for people to be able to check something out and for me to be able to do it with some consistency. So, with that in mind, this recording of the public domain stuff, it's just too much work editing. I'm slogging along with that thing, and it feels like I'm stuck in a studio at a full-time job I'm not getting paid for. So that Thursday event is gonna change. We're just gonna drop that. The if I do some stuff on Anchor, it won't be that. It'll just be something simpler that only needs to be done with audio. It doesn't require any video. And I don't know that there's a whole lot of that. I mean, you could argue that this right here doesn't need any video, and that's almost assuredly true. But assuming that most of the time what we're doing on Twitch team is stuff that has visual stuff tied to it that we need, then most of this won't work on Anchor. Anyway, that's just my current thinking on that. The board game streams on Tuesday and Friday, they're pretty cumbersome. If we finish the game, they're almost always clocking in somewhere close to 3 hours. It's a long, big video that I don't know is educating anybody on those particular games we're playing anyway. I guess if you're familiar with the game, it might be interesting to watch and see what sort of things we do wrong, because we stumble around a lot on those games. I don't think we're teaching anybody how to use the interface. We're barely learning it ourselves. So my feeling is that the Tuesday and Friday games are going to go bye-bye. So if we're looking at the schedule as it used to stand. And the other thing too is, this is 10:30 a.m. I spend much of my morning kicking around until I get to do this, and I think I can start these an hour earlier. So what I'm looking to do is adjust the schedule in such a way that we're doing 7 days a week, but starting at 9:30 a.m. rather than 10:30 a.m. I still think the Monday thing works, and it works after the fact with people watching it when it's uploaded to YouTube. The campaign discussion, I want to keep that. Reviewing a cartoon, it's just so easy, and I enjoyed doing it. It's easy, it's fun, it's fast. It's 20-25 minutes of just sitting and doing a nostalgic look at the animated art of that period. And, because we keep the sound down for copyright reasons, we're really just reviewing the visuals of that, and that's okay. That works just fine. The Sunday weekly winner, I think we'll still do the weekly contests. I don't see why not. That still works, and it's easy enough to do a weekly winner prize announcement on Sunday, so we'll keep doing that. But what do we plug in on 9:30 on Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday? I want to do more D&D content. I want to focus more on RPGing, but there's the idea of doing some crafting, whether it's painting or terrain building. There are all sorts of ways to craft terrain, whether it's 3D printed stuff, or it's scratch built stuff, or it's print and fold paper models, which I really do like too. There are all sorts of things, and that allows for me to create some stuff for any tabletop RPGs or war games or whatever, so it expands maybe a little beyond just flat out Dungeons and Dragons stuff, although most of what I build would be builds that I could use in combination at the D&D table, but also at maybe at wargaming table, whether it's little buildings or scatter terrain, stuff like that. Friday, Friday I feel like there should be something special. Maybe Thursday can be an update recap. Tuesday can certainly be something. Maybe I could separate world building and cartography. Maybe we could move world building to Tuesday or Thursday. Or maybe we could move cartography to one day and world building to another, and do something different on Monday. Something along the lines of, how was the weekend and what's in store for the week. And maybe that should be part of the Sunday show. Maybe this Sunday show needs to be more than just the prize announcement. Or maybe the prize announcement could move to Monday and we could do something on Sunday. Maybe we should try to run an early in the day game with some folks. We're starting earlier, starting at 9:30. There may be people in other parts of the world that would like to play in a game that runs in that kind of a time slot. So, a lot of things. If you wind up watching this, I'm going to have to make some kind of decision by tomorrow on what I'm doing on Friday at 9:30. So keep that in mind. Doesn't mean I have to lock everything else into the schedule or put it all on the board all at once. I can move stuff around. If it's all or mostly game focused, then that'll work. But overall, the big takeaway here is starting at 9:30 instead of 10:30, and the other big takeaway is that we're going to be focusing more on RPG and RPG adjacent content. So if we do some crafting, painting, terrain building, that stuff will be at least in part RPG related. So there you have it. Refocusing the show. We're at the end of the month. We'll probably do something like this again at the end of May. Reassess how the show's been doing, how much I'm enjoying it, how much work it is. Because again, all of this, importantly, is my hobby. And the effort I put into it should produce fun at the very least, and should not become a full-time job. So I got to be careful not to let some of these things that I'm doing take up more time than the fun that they produce. So that's where we're at. I want to say, don't forget, 7 days a week, 9:30, starting tomorrow. Thanks for watching. If you popped in and were watching but didn't speak up on the channel, like I think Hobbs was popping around today, then don't forget, if you want to be part of the Game Master's Vault is around too. If you want to be part of the weekly contest, you just need to follow the channel. Hey, buddy. There's Hobbs too. Just need to follow the channel and then also speak up in the chat feed while you're here, and that will automatically add you in, no purchase necessary, to the weekly contest. We're on week 5. We've given away 4 sets of dice, and we have 2 left. We'll give away another one on Sunday. And don't forget that once we run out of these dice, we've got spots open for other prize support. I've already been asked by Thaddeus Moore to include a set of his patches as prize support for one of the shows. I suggested we do that in week 7 after the dice are gone, but maybe we'll do that in a particularly busy chat stream at some point if it becomes worth doing. I'm just going to keep mentioning it a bunch, so if you don't have patches already, definitely hit up Thaddeus Moore and get some of those old school patches. Don't forget to watch Game Master's Vault and check out Hobbs and Friends when you get the chance. Both very informative and enjoyable ways to spend your time if you're an RPGer. And all that being said, we're going to keep this one short, a little 15-minute show. So once again, thank you so much for stopping by. Thanks for watching. Follow, subscribe, tell your friends, share, like, thumbs up, all that other stuff, and take